Good morning, sim fans, race fans, RC fans, Racing 393. So this is a long journey, but as you can see before you, I have a rolling chassis which is pretty much now complete as a rolling chassis. So over the last few days I've installed the speed controller, the servo and the receiver. And as you can see in the background now, I have a radio link to show there. This is the one I use, or one of the ones I use, an RC6 GS. This is 6-channel, 2.4 gigahertz. I've also used a Fly Sky transmitter, and the only reason I use those two, and that's the only two I have, is you can program lots of cars on each one. I think there's, I don't know, I think it might be 9 on one. I'm not sure how many this has, maybe the same 9 or 10, maybe more. So I bought a receiver, which is a radio link receiver, which I'm going to move the camera around as well, car, so you can see what I've done. But that's the radio link receiver I've got on there. It's a 6-channel one. Is it 6 channels? Yeah. Or can I not count? 1, 2, 3, yeah, 6. My poor eyes, yeah. So as you can see, there's a 6-channel receiver. I'm going to use 2 of them, but I suppose it could, if you was going to put anything else in the car, or not so much this car, but likewise any RC car, you could put things on there for, you know, if you've done crawlers like winches, or you could do rear wheel steer. Not applicable to this model, but yeah. And the servo. The servo is a 35 kilogram servo. I'm just going to move my camera a bit. Yeah, it's a 35 kilogram servo. So as you can see there, can't see it's 35 Ks, but it's more than enough for this. All the linkages on, everything's in and where it should be. You can see there by the servo's not, the servo is central, because I've centralised it, but the arm, this is the one that came with the Yeah Racing. Even though these are just eyeballed up for straight, I haven't sort of set them properly. I wouldn't want to come out much more with these links, because they'll be too loose. So I've either can move the servo closer, like move it this way, which I can't because it's fixed where it is, or I've got to get a longer bar, or even longer of these end points here. I don't have any longer ones at the moment, so I have to just make do with that. It shouldn't be too much of an issue. The other issue I need some advice or something. As you can see there, the motor mount, it's got 1 screw in it. These holes here don't line up with the motor fixing point, the second one. I think I did have it fixed on 2, but it makes the mesh so tight you can barely turn this here. Now I've gone quite large on the pinion, so there's a possibility that it's meshing too hard against the gear, but because you can't see it, you don't know. It's still got the plastic motor mount in there. I hope the aluminium one I've ordered has been posted, so that'll be winging its way to me. The battery I've got in here is a 4200, which I just turned the car upside down. Sorry, 4400. It's a Tornado. I don't think it's anything special, but yeah, it certainly, or yesterday, it certainly seemed like it put out a lot of punch. I'm not too sure about this motor. This motor came off eBay, which I said to you was the Reedy Krypton. I think it's triple turn. I don't know the wind. But yeah, I'm not sure. There's a lot of like sparks coming out of where the commutator is. So I don't know the history of that car, the motor at the moment. And I haven't centralised or done anything with the trim either on the servos or the speed controller. I mean, it is set to nickel metal hydride, and it's also set to forward, reverse and brake. It's just a simple case of, I don't know if you can see in there, but moving those tabs. Can you see that? I'll leave that right. So those tabs, you can move those. So if you switch them over, they can go to LiPo, and the top one is like the braking sort of system. So that's pretty much it. So what we're going to do now, we'll have a bit of a running indoor video. Hopefully it won't catch fire because the battery is fully charged. But I'm going to, whilst it's on the table here, kind of out of harm's way, kind of, I'll switch it on and plug it in properly, and we'll go from there. So it's always worrying plugging the batteries in. There's quite a lot of power going through the electrics. You're never sure if what you've done is correct, especially when you're running hop-up parts which may not be suitable for this setup. You know, that only takes a certain amount of amps. Speed controls only, I can't think what it is now. Is it 60 amps or something? I don't know. Maybe that motor puts out a lot with the motor, with the battery. I must admit, I'm not that au fait with what the limits are. I plug it in. If it melts or catches fire, then we'll know. But we'll put the controller on. Let's just switch that on. And that's already set to, I've got that set just to bog standard. And I've labelled that one mini, and that goes with this one. Moment of truth. Car on. So that should be on. Steering. I think it goes, I might have to reverse. It makes a bit of a sound. So I'm going to turn it off and do a bit of reversing on the transmitter. Switch it off a minute. Because it seems when I go in reverse, it goes faster. So I think I might reverse the settings on here. I can't remember off the top of my head I'm doing it, so you just have to bear with me a second. Yeah, so the motor's a bit temperamental. It doesn't seem to work. I don't know the history, but looking at that, I mean, you can see, I'll just zoom in-ish, you know, I've just taken both brushes out. I put one back, but left one out to show you. It's not, what my gut feeling is that's worn, I don't know. This one's cleaner at the end. The other one was quite charred, so it was obviously making a bad connection. I suppose I could sort of scuff it up or use even electrical cleaner on it to clean it up to see if it'll work, or get some new brushes. But I'm going to put it back in just to see what it does. But it's the battery's got the power, it's just not transmitting it through the motor. I did change the timing of the motor. It went really bloody hot, so I've turned it back now. Yeah, we'll see. Again, it's an unknown quantity with the motor. Maybe I'll have to put a less hot motor in just for now, see if it'll run cleaner. But that's where we're at the moment. So I've just took the brushes out, put them back in, and I'm going to give it a little bit of a blip on the throttle. Much quicker. So the other problem I can see there is that because the steering servo is slightly over and slightly out, I'm going to have to get some different ends. When I do full lock on the left, it's not full lock. On the right, it goes round even further, so that's just something else I need to do. Right, let's give it a little bit of a indoor run. I'll move the camera so you can kind of see what I see. think it's got dirty contacts. Yeah. So they want to clean. Damage. 1500 iPhone damage. Definitely wants cleaning. But it's got definitely loads and loads of power. So far so good. Just a bit of maintenance. Yeah. So overall very impressed. I'll probably get some brushes. I'll get some brushes for this, and I've noticed some settings on the cam controller for how sort of strong you want the brake and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to I think the motor is okay. It might just want to clean. I mean, maybe I can take it apart, clean the commutator. I've got a lathe that can clean that as well. I've also, you know, I can literally just take the brushes out, clean with some electronic contact cleaner and put them back in. That's probably what I'll do initially, to stop it sticking. But anyway, for the time being, that's the end of that video. You'll see it next when it's hopefully running a little bit cleaner. Maybe I'll sort out the steering and the braking, and then we've gone to the next stage of the body. So yeah, first off, sorry for the video. I've just literally had another go at it. I'm holding the camera and trying to sort of do the car, but as you can see, it seems to work a lot better. I'm going to try and stand the camera up just so that I don't have to hold it whilst I'm doing this. So you can see it there. I can't give it full beans indoors. So plenty of power there. There we go. So again, brushes are probably needed, a bit of a clean. But it's so fast, it needs a bit of a setup for the steering, because the steering's not quite all where it should be. But hopefully this project will be on its way soon. So look out for, I can't remember what part we're on now. Is it part 5? I can't remember, but I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching, and this will be bye for now.